dun 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 dun.
Hey everybody, welcome to our second Spoilercast for the episode of The Lion and the Rose.
The Lion and the Rose. Game of Thrones.
I'm that guy Todd.
I'm Friar Dan.
I'm Guest RB.
Yay, SRB.
So, some things happened this episode.
Things and stuff, yes.
Yeah, nothing major, you know.
Nothing too
The
shocking.
king is dead!
The
All
king
hail the
is
king!
dead. All hail the king.
So, yeah, that fucker died.
So yeah, that shit happened.
You
A
didn't
lot
have
of other
enough
stuff
time to
happened
hail the
too.
king.
Yeah, we had about 5 minutes to hail the king before he got poisoned to death.
And to hate him even more before he did.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god.
You want to talk about going out on top if you want to be a twat.
Exactly. Maybe no one will write anything about him in the history books. Like, oh, well, Joffrey, he's a dick.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's all you really need to know.
He was an
Didn't do anything.
incestuous bastard child who was really just a huge dick and didn't do anything for anybody.
No, I hope they put that in the history books, that he was an incestuous child. So
That would be nice.
the whole
that
world
that all
will know.
depends on who's writing the history book.
This is true. This is true.
Well, my question is now that Joffrey is dead,
Yep.
who is the King Regent?
He's got a little brother.
That's true. I guess that's true. I didn't think
So,
about that.
you know, the one that was sitting next to the Tyrion that actually felt guilty about laughing at the midgets?
Right.
Yeah, he's our next king. So.
I didn't think he was guilty about it. I just thought he stopped laughing because Tyrion glared at him.
Well, he looked guilty, though. He, like, looked down like, oh, I'm
He's
sorry.
like, oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel ashamed for laughing. Tommen was always the nice one. Remember, he wanted to have, like, a pet cat, and seriously, he's like, fuck your cat.
Right.
So.
He's gotten older. Everyone's getting older. You were saying that earlier. We were talking about Bronn.
Yeah, we're seeing Bran, man. He was... You know, he started out, he looks like a 10-year-old. Now he looks like he's about 20.
Well, you know...
Without the facial hair.
Yeah, 4 years later, that'll do it, you know?
Right.
So, obviously, the biggest thing was the royal wedding happened.
Right.
For sure.
And it was a pretty lavish ceremony, full of humiliation for everybody involved. Although...
Especially Tyrion.
Yeah, you know, aside from Joffrey being killed, and whoever killed him is the MVP, obviously, I'd say Prince Oberyn was the runner-up.
Oh, definitely.
He just took seriously fucking down a few pegs.
Which was nice.
Yeah.
Always nice to see.
I was happy that
And
Cersei
he
didn't have...
talked shit straight to Tywin's face.
Right? They really didn't have any good comebacks for that. It's like, you know what?
Yeah.
You're awesome.
They're just staring at him like, this is new.
Well, it's like you said last week, man. You can't fuck with Dorne, so...
Right.
Yeah, nobody fucks with Dorne.
What are they gonna do, you know? Like...
Yeah.
I think people underestimate Dorne. And you kind of see that in this episode.
Yeah. Well, it's not just underestimate. They kind of forget. I think they sometimes forget they're there because they don't get involved that much.
Yeah.
But they don't get involved because they know nobody can touch them.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you play your games. We're going to stay down here and have the, like, biggest single piece of land on the entire continent all to ourselves.
Yeah, and they seem like they have a very peaceful lifestyle, too. I mean, you know, they're okay with other men sleeping with each other, and they're okay with bastards. And
well, they're like you said, they're a culture that celebrates their lust and love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't murder children and rape women and kill them.
Yeah.
So, seems like a decent place to vacation.
Exactly.
Let's go go to Dorne!
You know, Princess Vysella probably has the best, you know, entire thing going on right now, really, of the entire family.
I bet you she's really happy down there. She's like, you know, I'm really happy I left King's Landing. Fuck my family. They're all crazy.
It's warm down here. It's, you know, it's like beachy and tropical, and I get all kinds of nice food.
So, the thing that bothered me the most about this episode... Well, it didn't really bother me, but there was no Jon Snow, and there was no Daenerys in this episode, like,
I was
at
so
all.
upset there was no
And no
Daenerys.
Arya.
And everyone knows...
Yeah, I was
knows
hoping that you...
I'm a snowman, so...
Yeah, he's
It'd be
already...
fun to up and put like a carrot on your nose.
As long as it's a black carrot.
Alright,
Take the black.
Yes.
But, yeah, like, I was really surprised by that.
Well,
you were really surprised by that.
Well, I was surprised because, obviously, having read the books, I knew what was going to happen was going to happen. I just wasn't expecting it to happen in episode 2.
Right.
I thought they'd do, like, the wedding ceremony and then jump somewhere else and put off the reception until later. But clearly they've kind of gotten the idea of, instead of jumping around like they did last season or the seasons before, they're going to kind of stick with one plot thread and see it through. And then the next episode they'll pick up, like, the next episode clearly going to have a lot of Jon Snow. We saw in the preview, it's all about the Siege of Castle Black.
The Siege of Castle Black, and then Daenerys is sieging
Attack on Marine.
Yeah. Marine.
So I think they're going to be doing less jumping around and more focusing, which I'm all for, because it really helps build the tension, you know. Because if they had the reception, for me, it's like, then they jumped away, it's like, I know what's, like, happening at the reception next, and it diffuses the tension a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but then the tension is just like, well, fuck, I can't wait till the next episode to see what happens.
Yeah, well, that whole episode, as soon as I saw that they were basically just doing the wedding reception without cutting away ever, like, my gut started just churning.
I just feel like...
I was, like, trying to block my face from you guys so you couldn't get a read. Like, you couldn't get a read of me. I had, like, my arms like this.
No!
Blocking my face. I'm like, I don't
look at me!
Because I was starting to smile, like, pretty much from about, like, when he cut the pie. I was like, oh, shit, this is gonna happen. It's happening. It's happening.
Oh, okay, this is gonna happen.
I've completely given up on weddings in Westeros being an awesome affair because, the Red Wedding, you had that. And you had the misery that was Sansa and Tyrion's wedding. I wonder if Loras and Cersei are really going to get married and what's going to happen there.
Well, you know who I blame for all this? Stannis.
Stannis.
That's all your fault. Fuck you, Stannis.
Remember back was it like the end of season 2 or the beginning of season 3? He had that little fucking witchcraft ceremony with Melisandre where he burned like the tokens, like they were representing the other kings.
Right.
And each one of them has died now.
Yeah.
Fucking Balin died. Fucking Rob's dead. And now Joffrey's dead.
Joffrey's dead.
Renly died. They're all dead.
She didn't know about Daenerys, so hey, Daenerys might get the throne. No, I'm all in her boat.
All the people that he wanted dead in that ceremony have died.
Right. It's showing the power of the God of Fire.
Yeah, so while that religion might be really fucked up and, we're not all a fan of burning people alive and calling people heretics just because of how they were born, it's effective.
I guess.
It's getting the job done.
What do you guys think about what they showed with the Greyjoy? Theon Greyjoy.
Oh, you mean Reek?
Reek, yes.
There is no Theon, only Greek, only Reek.
I think that's nuts because you can still see that he exists inside of himself, but, what's his name? Ramsay has, literally torn him apart and built him how he wanted him to. Yeah. But Theon is still in there deep inside, you can tell. Yep. It's so heartbreaking because he wants to still be himself, but he can't.
It's like Stockholm Syndrome taken to the next level.
Exactly.
I mean, it's that codependence that if you torture and victimize somebody enough, that they come to rely on you, and also just the fear that they feel being around you.
Right.
And it's showing us exactly everything it has to be, like from almost like the textbook definition psychologically. But yet, it's the most amazing thing is they turned Theon from somebody who in season 2 was the bastard of the whole world. No, you didn't hate anyone more than Theon. You like the Lannisters more than Theon. And now you feel so sympathetic towards him.
Oh yeah, definitely. They really turned that character around in my eyes. I want to see what's going to happen with him next.
All it took was just being captured and tortured nearly to the verge of death and being castrated and becoming an empty shell of a human being.
Becoming a flayed man, as they say.
I think it's interesting that I hated, honestly, when I finally figured out it was Roose Bolton's bastard. I hated Roose Bolton. I was like, fuck you, dude. Like, you had this all put on Theon, poor fucking Theon. And then I realized that, it wasn't Roose Bolton at all that ordered all this. It was just Ramsay being a dick.
No, he sent Ramsay to retake Winterfell for the North.
Yeah.
He didn't tell him to do anything after that.
Right.
But, at the same time, you can see that Ramsay's kind of proven his strategic value in that he was able to get those secrets out of Theon about, Bran and Rickon being alive, because everybody thinks they're dead.
Yeah.
But now Roose Bolton alone knows
and he's hunting, and he's put the order in to hunt them. So
and now you fear for Rickon's life.
Right.
Yeah, he's out there with Osha somewhere hiding
I feel like she can take them though. She can kick their asses.
Well, she could probably take a few of them, but
they're take an entire hunting party.
Yeah. Because we know the hunters are never going to catch Bran.
Right. Where they're at and what they're doing.
None of them are going to go north of the wall looking. So, Bran's safe. Relatively, he's safe. He's safe from the Boltons.
He has his own threats all his own.
Yeah, but he also has the best support crew.
This is true.
His vision he had in this episode was amazing.
That was a great vision. I'm going to try to pepper this discussion with as many still images from that vision as I can. But there was the shadow of a dragon over King's Landing. There was a bunch of stuff with seeing Ned Stark again, which was really cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Fucking flocks of three-eyed ravens and crows everywhere. Another tree, a really big white tree, in the middle of a barren snowfield.
The voice saying, "Come and find me under the tree."
Yeah, and like a a decomposing horse that was still moving around. Then like a weird what looked like a White Walker's face, but like through ice.
Yeah.
So a lot of shit.
A lot of stuff going on.
And there's other stuff too. I can't. It was such a bam, bam, bam. I can't remember everything.
It was really, really quick. Yeah.
But there was a lot of foreshadowing. It looked like a lot of stuff from the past and a lot of stuff from the future.
I feel like they kind of intermingled the both or the two of them, so you couldn't tell which was which.
Yeah,
But
definitely we're seeing that he's also spending a lot of time inside his wolf's mind,
right?
And he feels like when he's hunting as the wolf that he's actually eating, which is kind of messed up.
Yeah,
but it's understandable.
Well, they have to set the rules for the skinwalkers.
Yeah,
somehow, and that's I think the best way to do it because we've seen them before, but they haven't really given us the rules of why or how they work. You know what I mean? And I think this is really a cool way of doing it through Bran.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely interested to see him wanting to be in. It's a weird demographic because he can't walk and he wants to be in his wolf all the time, but he'll lose himself to the wolf.
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. Demographic means a section of the populace.
That's true. I know. I don't know why I say that.
I think you mean example.
Example? Yeah, probably.
or some synonym thereof. No, it was good though, and they do it the same way in the book, which I was happy about. You always hear me muttering over there, like, "Well, this is different," like a little, sour nerd. But I don't mean to be, but it's just kind of those things where you expect something and then you see something different.
Right, like when you were talking about when we found out who's training Jamie to fight with his left hand.
Yeah,
Bronn.
Everybody's favorite.
I feel like Bronn could totally teach Jamie to be a complete badass with his left hand.
I feel like Bronn should be running the kingdom at this point.
He should be. Oh, maybe that'll be the new king. Popular vote,
King
Bronn the Sellsword.
So it'd be more like President Bronn because he'd be elected by his peers.
Right,
True,
exactly.
True.
But you said that it was different in the book.
Yeah,
are you not going to say anything because just in case they do something different with it? Or?
just in case maybe the training with Bronn doesn't go through, especially after what happened with Tyrion this episode, that he's going to get blamed for Joffrey's death. That maybe they don't let Bronn near Jamie, or
I think. Sorry, go ahead.
So they might still go back to what happened in the books,
right?
And then this will just be kind of like it was a fun moment. It was the first time he really got Jamie and Bronn together on screen,
right?
So I think with what the fallout from this episode, they might say, well, Bronn's Tyrion's buddy, so you're kind of not cool with the family no more,
right?
So we'll see.
I want to know who actually killed Joffrey.
There's a long line of people that want to kill Joffrey.
Right. From the looks of the episode,
I'm not going to spoil it, but I will say it's the last person you'd expect.
I kind of think it's Marjorie, but then again, she wants to be the queen, so I don't think she'd sell herself out like that. However, but she already is named Queen Regent because she just married Joffrey.
Yep.
So if she got Joffrey out of the way and she realized what an asshole he is and how
you gotta wonder though, if she got some kind of curse on her because she's married two dudes and they died instantly.
Right, that's true.
She probably does.
Well, what's his name? The fool. I can't think of his name now.
Zerdantos.
He was trying to get Sansa out of there before he was actually
I was
dead.
thinking him too.
He knew. I'm sure he knew. I don't know if he did it, but he knew.
Maybe it was a collaboration of a couple of different people.
Well, it definitely takes a scheme to kill a king.
Well, I feel like if anyone was smart, they would say it's not Tyrion because he didn't have enough time to put anything in there. He had just been ridiculed by.
He was underneath the table that one time, looking for the cup. He could have taken something out of his.
And Sansa picked up the cup and handed it to Tyrion, so she could have put something in it there. So I don't think it was Sansa, but it's possible.
But he had filled it up before.
No,
she handed it to him empty, and then he took it and he was like, "You handed me the empty cup."
Then he had to fill up the cup to give it to.
But then they put it down on the table and they did the shit with the pie, and then he picked it up again and then drank from it, drank the whole thing, and then fucking went bug-eyed dead.
Right. And he looks disgusting.
Bleeding,
Put up a picture of what he looked like when he was dead, right here.
Right after Danny says no.
Clear the kids out.
Oh my god!
If I can find one, I mean, it's gonna be. I'll do my best to find one.
Or you could just take a picture of your TV.
I will get a screen cap of Joffrey's
Open him
dead ass face.
I'm sure on Tumblr there's going to be loads of pictures of Joffrey dead.
Oh, yeah.
Like, look
You know, it's funny, we're not on the internet right now. This is immediately less than 15 minutes after the episode ended.
We just finished.
You're getting our immediate reactions here. So I'm sure while we speak, the internet right now is going completely fucking batshit. Tomorrow is probably going to be a national holiday because Joffrey is dead. Like, and for me, all those who read the books, we've been waiting for this day for 4 years. Knowing it was coming, we're just like, yeah, you just keep fucking talking shit, Joffrey. One day.
Yeah, I know his death was spoiled for me. I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know how or when.
Yeah, so you still had that little bit of surprise. As soon as he started choking, though, I looked over you, and you're like, oh.
I'm like, this is it. Yes, this is going to happen.
You though, you didn't believe.
Well, I was thinking. Well, okay, I'm a lifeguard. Okay, so you sit there and you think, Heimlich maneuver, we can do this. But no. No, that did not happen.
The vocalizations required to pass your test.
Yeah.
You're like, he's choking. Why is no one helping him? I'm like, I don't think he's choking, B.
And then I'm sitting there like, just a big grin on my face, looking over you guys like, It
took me a minute, and then I realized, his face, and there was
bleeding from
nosebleeds, and Danny was all like, "You don't get nosebleeds when you choke."
Yeah,
right.
your face don't turn that color, your eyes don't start bleeding.
Yeah, it was
fucking sputum everywhere. It was glorious.
It looked so painful, but I'm so happy. I just wish she had died with more pain. Like I wish she had Theon Greyjoy's fate.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
I wish Ramsay Bolton got a hold, or Ramsay Snow rather got a hold of him. Would have been great.
Good times. Right? And I love the fact that they like almost did like a murder mystery dinner thing before that, where like they were showing the face of every person that was not pleased with what he was doing.
Yep,
and then it also included Tywin. He was also looking fairly displeased at what was happening. But they showed like Prince Oberyn.
I hope they play Clue next.
We should play Game of Thrones Clue.
Can we? I think we should make up that own game.
Hey,
I feel like it would go.
Copyright.
It's our idea.
We copyright podcast to do. We're making a board game. The Game of Thrones.
They could play it on tabletop. Yes.
We're gonna make money.
Well, we can play our game. Can we pick who's on that episode of tabletop? Since it was our game.
I'd want to get the guy who played Viserys on there. Basically, only people have died in the show, their characters. So I want to get Viserys. I want to get Khal Drogo, and I would love to get Robb Stark on there because he was my boy.
Rob.
Richard Madden was my man crush, and then they killed him.
I'm sorry.
And his baby.
And the thing is, I knew he was going to die all along, so you think I would be able to temper my emotions, but I couldn't.
Especially when you saw who was casted for him.
Yeah.
Like, he's still my heart.
like that's a fine hunk of man.
How I feel for Kit Harington.
Yeah, and then he died.
And Amelia Clark.
Everybody dies.
Everybody dies.
Even the assholes die.
So okay, how about Brienne of Tarth and her role in this episode?
She had a nice little appearance there where... and then, of course, like I said during the episode, that Cersei became like a homing missile of pain and misery, like zooming around the wedding, finding anyone that she just, had a slight distaste for, and fucking their life.
Yep. Maybe Jaime did Cersei a favor, though, because he's all like, Loras, you're not marrying Cersei. Because I still want her vagina. Yeah. Because I'm retarded.
Loras, you're not either. But and he just took off.
I thought that was the best line. Cersei definitely was, out to get everyone. Yeah, and poor Brienne had to...
Yeah. Brienne did, nothing but just show up, and then Cersei's like, oh, you.
And she was still nice. She was still nice, even though she hates Joffrey, and she's not loyal to Joffrey. Yeah. She's still nice to everyone. And then Joffrey yelled at her. Yeah,
Joffrey was, teasing her, and then Cersei is basically vaguely threatening her just for having spent time with Jaime.
It's not her fault. She was ordered to take him, so it's not like, she wanted to.
Yeah. Well, she's definitely kind of like a man without a country.
Yeah.
Or a woman, Because it is true, her allegiances have changed quite a bit. But it was really by just unfortunate circumstance on her part.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And technically her loyalty never switched to the Lannisters. She just did what Catelyn told her to do. Mm-hmm. And now that she's there, Catelyn's dead, she really doesn't know where to go. So she just... Right.
She has
basically,
nowhere to go.
Jaime's protecting her by keeping her there.
Right.
He's saying, she's under my protection. I pardon all her sins. She saved my life, blah.
Maybe it's a sign that he loves her. I'm all for shipping Jaime and Brienne.
I think he definitely...
You guys didn't notice in this episode.
Even if he doesn't love her, I think he definitely respects for her and cares for her, clearly. So,
Right.
Because Jaime's the only, most decent person in that family. Him and Tyrion, they have this kind of running... Mm-hmm. And speaking of Tyrion, he got Shay the fuck out of there.
Oh, thank God Shay's
She's gone.
So gone.
I should have seen something big coming with her actually having to leave the show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the show, quote unquote. I don't know if she's coming back or not, but
my lips are sealed.
Tyrion actually sending her away and making sure that she was sent away.
Yeah, and instead of the usual oh my God, it's not safe for you here. You must leave. Mm-hmm. He basically just went the other way. He's like, I know that's not going to work because she doesn't believe that it's dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm going to reject her completely.
Because he tried before last season, didn't he? To get her...
He tries every fucking season.
And she won't go.
No, she's stubborn. And she's...
And it's dumb because, Varys, what was it, last season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where he tried to convince Shay to go. She said, well, if Tyrion wants me to leave, he can just say so. He straight up told her a couple of times in that season.
But then
he wanted
this
to go.
time, he pulled out the hammer. He's like, I'm married. She's going to have my kids. You're never going to have my kids. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
And she's right. Sansa really could care less if Tyrion has his whores. Yeah. But his father does.
Yeah.
So.
And
if she was here, if she had stayed after what happened at the end of the episode, she'd be fucking dead.
Yeah.
That would have happened.
Yep.
So, he saved her by sending her away. And, I think that showed his love for her as well. So
the thing is, with her, it's she has to be just epically stubborn because she lives in King's Landing, so she clearly hears people singing the Reigns of Castamere constantly. It's that's that guy. Tywin is that guy. He did that.
Right.
Not that long ago. What do you think he's going to do to you when he did that to an entire fucking, rich family with their castle?
Right.
It's who are you? What? Get the fuck out of here.
And you heard about the Red Wedding. He did that too.
Yeah, he orchestrated... Well, he financed that, I guess.
He financed it, yeah.
He orchestrated it.
He bought off the phrase and the Boltons, basically.
I still hate him for that.
Yeah. Well, everybody, I think people are still reeling from that. Then this wedding, it's man... This is gonna, like you said, you can't have a wedding in Westeros anymore.
No, you can't.
They're not fine affairs.
The only weddings that are safe are the secret ones, like Rob and his wife had.
Right.
The elopements.
Those are the only weddings that are safe.
Yeah, you can only get elopes now.
I guess because Tyrion has no luck whatsoever. Neither does Sansa. Their wedding went fine.
Yeah, this is true. Well, minus Joffrey's little trick.
Fuck Joffrey. He's dead. Fuck him. He's dead.
He's fucking dead.
Hey, that means there's a Valyrian sword up for grabs now.
There is.
Hey.
Yes. We
now he doesn't have to. When he uses it, he doesn't have to imagine Ned Stark's head.
Hey. Yeah. God, that shit with the fucking jousters when they had the little cap that they looked like he beheaded Robb Stark. Mm-hmm. That was just
brutal.
They kept going to Sansa's face and just pushing in real slow.
And you could see that Marjorie felt for her too.
Yeah, well, you saw that Sansa had that expression. It wasn't the I'm in so much pain expression. It was the I want to murder somebody right this second.
Someone is going to die.
I mean, she looked like she was going to go Terminator on somebody.
I think she and Daenerys should be friends.
I have a feeling they get along.
I think so too.
You know who else will get along with Daenerys? Tyrion.
Oh yes,
yeah,
definitely.
I think so.
And Jon Snow.
I think they all should just reign the kingdoms together.
I think Arya would get along too. That's there's our team. That's our all-star team, right? Daenerys, Sansa, Arya, Jon Snow, and Tyrion.
Can Arya be the Lord Commander? Because the way she kills people, I feel like she can do a great
King's
job.
Guard. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. If Jon was the king somehow through what because he's might be related to a certain somebody that I think. Yeah. Hey, it's that's been made official. This is all fan speculation. So it's not really a spoiler because it's not actually legit. But
so a lot of shit happened in this episode.
And this thing is we didn't
a lot of shit happened in this episode.
It's hard to even recap all the different methods they use for filmmaking. And the acting was solid. As much as I hate Joffrey, the actor who played him was so good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He was so good, and he's not going to get anywhere near enough credit for being such a fucking shit. Because I've heard in real life he's a really, really nice guy. And then I saw him, I was watching Batman Begins, and he's that kid in that movie.
Oh yeah, he's the kid.
So you're just Joffrey,
they're not going to believe me.
Yeah.
Batman left Joffrey to be king.
Here's this guy who's he's a good actor. and he's able to play the most dislikable person on the face of the earth, and yet now he's gone. It's like we're not going to get to see him anymore. So
right.
It's it's bitter. It's kind of bittersweet.
Maybe he'll get another role, Todd, and you can adore him from afar then.
Well, not in Game of Thrones. He's over in that show.
Well, yeah, of course.
It's just like Richard Madden's got a bunch of other roles and stuff, but it's not the same. It's not Westeros.
It's not Westeros.
Well, he can have. I'm happy he's gone.
Hashtag it's not Westeros.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Forget it, Todd. It's Westeros.
Hashtag yay. Hashtag weddings are going to be great. Hashtag.
Hashtag.
Well, on that note, I think we've talked about everything that happened in the episode.
Definitely. Next week is going to be a lot of, I think, Jon Snow and a lot of Daenerys.
Yeah.
So.
And I think next week's episode is called Breaker of the Chains.
Breaker of the Chains.
So I have no idea what that means.
Right.
Even with my book knowledge, I'm not sure what that's referring to. I have a vague idea, but...
Maybe...
no, I figured it out.
You know what it's about?
I know exactly what it's about now.
Is it Daenerys breaking chains of slaves?
Probably.
She does that a lot. And
that would be my guess.
Right?
Especially with the preview we saw with the catapults. And that'd be my guess. So.
Yeah. Beware, Daenerys is coming for you, Marine.
Yeah. And like we said last week, why would you piss her off?
Exactly. You just don't piss off Daenerys.
You don't nail slaves to signposts, you idiots.
No, you don't.
You dummies.
You have incurred her wrath.
Yeah, it's like wait to make sure you're never gonna live again.
by having her fires spit fire at you, or her by having her dragon spit fire at you. I'm sorry, I can obviously talk today.
And on that note, we'd like to thank you for listening. Once again, you can always find all of our content at podcastofdoom.com.
Right.
You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter /podcastofdoom for both. You can subscribe on iTunes and Stitcher. And for Friar Dan, for B, just B.
Just B.
We'll come up with another name for you. It's got to be more than just B. Lady B?
Lady B.
Well, that is my
B
Tumblr.
of Todd.
I am Lady B on Tumblr. So that works.
There you go. Lady B, I'm that guy Todd, and thank you for listening.
Yep, see you guys next week.
Remember,
thank you for having me.
Listen to you die.